Hey, I am here with Oren Safko, and this is super exciting because Oren's been a customer with Number Barn for quite a while, and it's such an honor to be able to feature him and his business on this featured customer interview. So welcome, Oren.
Thanks, Jenny Sue. Glad to be here.
Yeah, awesome. So, you've been with us for a while now. So how did you find Number Barn?
Well, fortunately, Google made it really easy. When I was looking for a way to find a vanity phone number for my business, you popped up right on Google. I think probably the first search hit, and I didn't have to look anywhere else because once I was on your website, I was immediately able to find the number I was looking for.
Yes. That's awesome. Thank goodness for Google, right?
Yes.
And, along the way after you found us and got set up and situated, how has Number Barn helped you over the years?
Well, primarily, I've used Number Barn for finding numbers that I want to use for my business. So when it comes to branding and marketing, I really believe that every interaction that a customer has with your brand is a way to market your business. And I just wanted to make sure that when a customer picks up the phone to have an interaction with Bento Desk, that they, from the get-go, know what kind of a business we are, because really every interaction matters, from the email address that you use for your brand to the phone number. And if it's branded for who you are and who your business is, then I really believe that professional image shows, and the customer will know what type of an interaction they're going to have with you based on how you're branding yourself. So Number Barn, in terms of helping me and how I've used Number Barn, it was the means that I used to find that exact number that I felt I wanted my customers to use to interact with our brand.
Yes. And like you said, it's so important to have that brand extension for all communications for your business.
Mm-hmm.
So that leads me to my next question. Tell me about Bento Desk and the journey that you've taken to build it.
Sure, no problem. Well, we're not very far on our journey. I really got started laying the foundation a couple years ago, which is when I first found Number Barn, and I first bought my vanity local number. But basically 2 years ago, I kind of just got started with finding the brand name that I wanted to use, purchasing the domain for the website, finding that phone number I wanted to use, starting to get the website set up, but really I didn't do much beyond that. And I'm kind of circling back with you now because I'm ramping up getting that journey going. Now I've really put myself out there by putting our services on the website, and I've started a community for the business. What I'm really doing right now is I'm trying to draw people into a community. This is my next step of the journey. The people that we're seeking to serve are digital solopreneurs, people that are digital nomads, that work for themselves, that are remote. So those are the type of people that I'm trying to draw together, because being a solo person, when it comes to your business and your everyday work, that's a lot of time to be alone. So it's great to have a support community, a group of people that you can turn to just to communicate with, to make sure that how you're doing things is right, or at least you can get some validation as to some ideas for your business, or even just to hang out. So that's kind of where I'm at on the journey, putting myself out there, developing this community. And right now I'm still working my full-time job, so this is all being done with my after hours time. But the goal is to slowly start to have that balance where my job starts to taper down in hours, and then I can spend more time serving those people with Bento Desk.
That's awesome. And that takes a special type of dedication to, work a full-time job and then to build a business, but also a business that's going to support others that are likely doing something similar.
Exactly.
And, the community aspect that you brought up is really intriguing and important, especially these days, right? Like a lot of us are working remote when we didn't necessarily expect to be working remote, or we may have taken different business venture avenues because new things came up in our lives. And so like the community aspect of being able to talk on a professional, but also, like you said, a personal level, just to, you know, kind of hang out virtually and talk to people. And that is such a important element as well. And I'm curious if you would share just a little bit about how you're creating that community. Is it a forum? What does that look like for those who might want to join?
That's a great question. It's actually hosted on our website. So that's at community.bentodesk.com. And I'm using a platform, and I'll give them a shout out because I really like it. The platform is called Tribe. So it's actually a platform that they built out. I purchased to use it for our company. But basically, it's allowing me to build the community within my own brand, on my own website, away from Facebook groups. It's a way that I use Facebook groups quite a bit, but I wanted a place where people could go to get away from all the notifications and all of the things that come with Facebook. And it's kind of like a respite. So I'm using the Tribe platform, but like I said, it's completely branded as Bento Desk. You wouldn't even know I'm using Tribe, but because I really like it, I thought I should name them. And it's kind of like a Facebook interface, so it's very modern. It's not like an old school forum. It really feels Facebook-like. So if you know how to use Facebook and you're already on it, you're going to be very familiar with the interface. But I'm also able to create separate groups within it for various niches. So for instance, if you are a digital nomad and you're a full-time RVer, I've created a group specifically for those people, because they're going to have different conversations, different issues that they're running into being on the road full time than somebody who has a home that they're working remotely from every day. So I'd like to serve various groups, and the platform is giving me a way to do that.
That's incredible. And you're right. All the different challenges that come with the different groups of people, and sounds like there's going to be some great stories that come out of there as well to help others who may join, and kinds of fun, interesting, helpful solutions that will evolve in those communities. So I love that you're doing that. And I'm also very curious, how did you come up with the name for your company?
That's a great question. So I've always been really interested in Japanese culture, and I kind of wanted to somehow incorporate that into the brand. And I was thinking about like a bento box, a lunch box, and how it's compartmentalized. It kind of seemed like a good representation. First of all, it's portable. I'm thinking remote. You want to be able to take it where you're going. And it's compartmentalized, and there's just so many tools, hardware, software, you name it, that a small business that's remote is going to utilize to run their business. So I was thinking this is a portable way of bringing all of your things together into one place. And then the desk aspect, really, a desk is representative of us sitting down and getting work done. So that's kind of how the name came together. A conglomeration of, hey, this is the tool set that I'm using in this compartmentalized container, and this is where I'm using it to get that work done. And that's kind of how Bento Desk came about.
Yeah, that's fun. That's super creative. When I saw that, I was like, ooh, what's the story behind it? Because there's a page on your website. You even have a little picture of it. And I was like, oh, I love ordering those at the restaurant. But like, how did this idea come to me? So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you were to give advice for someone who's trying to start their own business or thinking about it because they may also work a full-time job and they're considering using Number Barn, do you have any advice for that person?
Yeah, Number Barn provides various services that are beyond what I'm using it for. It goes beyond just purchasing the number that you're going to utilize. It can really become a second number that you do your business from. It's a nice way to keep that separation because of the virtual aspect of remote work and just how work is really invading our personal lives much more than it ever did. Being able to have that separate line that you have people utilize for your business versus your personal communications, it's great to have that separation, that barrier. And Number Barn provides services that enable you, when you're starting your small business, to do that. I really feel that Number Barn could be utilized really well by the community that I'm seeking to serve, solopreneurs, and I definitely will be recommending it as I come across people that are looking for a way. For me, I believe that phone is still very important in terms of interacting one-on-one, and as long as I find people that feel the same way, I'll definitely send them to Number Barn to do so.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And, it's awesome to hear, the different ways that it can be used, whether it's for something very basic, maybe you're not ready to start anything, to the point where it's like it grows and kind of, determines on where you are in your own business journey, because that is an adventure in its own. To wrap everything up, Oren, where can people find out more about BentoDesk?
Definitely. The best place is going to be our website, bentodesk.com. And please visit that site. We have a contact form, so if you are interested in our services, what we are doing is we're providing virtual CTO services and tech support services for small businesses. There's just so much out there in terms of the technology that small businesses are utilizing, from hardware to software, and the gamut in between. And deciding on what to use when you're getting started, or even when you're already in the midst of it, making those decisions is really challenging. And having somebody that can look and take a holistic approach to seeing how the technology is going to fit in with your business, and whether or not it fits in your budget and how you do things, and if it's going to be advantageous to go this way or that way, while also making sure that things are secure, that you have a backup plan, that things, when they go wrong, there will be somebody there to call to help them, to help work through them. That's really what we're trying to accomplish. So if anyone would be interested in seeking us, the best way would be our website, bentodesk.com.
Incredible. Thank you. And thank you for providing a service that is so supportive of people who are really just trying to make their dreams come true.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You are playing a crucial role in that for others, and Number Barn is just happy to be supporting your phone numbers as you go out into the world and you make that happen for yourself and for others. So thank you, Oren, for taking the time to talk with me today. Any last thoughts before we wrap up?
Just thank you, Jenny Sue. I appreciate being here with you. This was a great conversation, and thanks so much for featuring BentoDesk on your website. I really appreciate it.